Hey, thanks for hanging out this afternoon on News Radio 1370 and 92.9 FM. I'm Scott Sands. If I sound a little different, I'll let you in on a behind-the-scenes secret. We're recording this Wednesday night from my second bedroom, from my home office. Jeff Smith from WTOL is in studio at the WTOL television megaplex. A brand new anchor on WTOL. You can watch this video, by the way, on our website at WSPD.com. Jeff, welcome back on the airwaves in Toledo.
Well, thank you very much, Scott. I appreciate it.
How is it settling in there with Melissa? Is she treating you all right?
Absolutely. I told you before we came on today, though, I felt like there was a little bit of, I've been watching my P's and Q's around the station. I had an invite by Robert Shields last week to shoot a video out in the garage. And I said, why are we doing this out in the garage, Robert? I thought I was going through some type of initiation, him taking me out there. But it was just, it's been a great couple of weeks of getting to know everybody who, I watched from afar and admired their work as well. So it's just a great team atmosphere.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were bringing you out to the garage to wash Defender.
Well, exactly. I thought there were jobs to be done, and Jeff was going to be put to work, as we said, kind of like a pledge ship.
It's 2021. Sometimes we do what we need to do. It's a job. We gotta fill in the blanks every once in a while.
That's what I'm finding out.
And it's a shame you're not back at the anchor desk when there's not anything to talk about, when there's no news to cover right now, nationally or locally for that matter.
It's been a very quiet 2 weeks. That's for certain. No, I'll tell you what, the news cycle, I could not have picked a more exciting start to 2021 as far as this new gig. And my goodness, there's been a lot of stuff to talk about, hasn't there?
Yeah, and I'm just noticing you're at your fancy television anchor desk. I'm in my second bedroom, and I'm realizing that behind me I've got bourbon and a Britney Spears poster. If I'm going to do Zoom from home, I should probably rearrange my home office a little bit.
Hey, whatever. Dan Patrick did it for years with all the Sports Illustrated covers sitting behind him and his crew, right?
So, Jeff, tell us about yourself. What we may we not know about you?
Well, Scott, I think the most important thing that I hold dear is the fact that this is my hometown. I grew up in the Toledo area. I went to grade school out in Temperance, Michigan, went to junior high over at Christ the King on Harvest Lane right there, wedged between Monroe and Sylvania. And I'm a proud graduate of St. Francis de Sales High School. Went to Indiana University, who finally got a football team again this year, not just a basketball school anymore.
The Hoosiers got screwed by the Big Ten, by the way.
Say again?
Hoosiers got screwed by the Big Ten.
Well, and then they laid an egg in their bowl game after complaining about that situation with the bowl season. But it is what it is. They are they are trending. I think that's the word. I think that's the word the kids use.
Would be nice to have some competition for Ohio State because it's sure not coming from Michigan.
Well, it didn't this year, but I'll tell you what, I don't know if you saw the news today. Of course, as you said, we're taping this Wednesday night. They just took our running backs coach back to Michigan. Mike Hart, former standout running back. In fact, I think he holds the a few records on the charts up there at Ann Arbor, but he has been Indiana's running backs coach for the last 3 years, I believe, and now he's going back to U of M.
So they need some help somewhere up there at that team up north. And I'm an SEC guy. I'm a Bama fan that is giving Michigan hell. So everybody is jumping on the bandwagon against those guys.
My goodness. I've heard you talk about your love for the Tide over the years. And man, oh man, what a team they put together this year.
So it's nice to have another local person on the anchor desk at WTOL. You're not going to mispronounce Nevada and Nevada streets and some of the other odd pronunciations you're going to call.
Yeah, I had Marnie pop up earlier this week. That's another one that folks need to know well.
Not that, we in Toledo, as a TV station, as a radio station, it's kind of a transitional market for a lot of young journalists on their way up and will excel. But there are a lot of people that have chosen to make Toledo a long-time home. I've been here 8 years, which is about 8 years longer than I expected to be, and I love this town.
It has been rewarding beyond belief. I've been very lucky over the years, but and I'll tell you what, since social media came on board, it can be a blessing, it can be a curse sometimes, depending on how people use it. But I have been very blessed with the reception over the last few weeks here. Even my departure from across the street, it has been one of those things. It has kind of boosted my spirit. The stock that people put in, knowing that this area, you love this area. There's a passion about Northwest Ohio and Southeastern Michigan. So that's something I hold near and dear.
We're talking with Jeff Smith here on the Scott Sands Show, new evening anchor on WTOL 11. So how many newscasts a day do you have now? Like 19?
It seems like that, but I'll tell you what, we are hitting the air at 5 o'clock, going until 6:30, and then Melissa and I are back with Robert and Jordan at 11 o'clock. Not nearly the rigorous schedule that we see happening in the mornings, because we've got the Fox 36 responsibilities here as well for 10 o'clock with Dan Cummins, and of course the 7 o'clock show.
The great thing about COVID-19 right now is Jordan Strack's not back in the studio, so you don't have to deal with him.
I love Jordan. He is a huge feather in this station's cap. I'll tell you that much.
So are you in his bachelor pool?
No. Are you?
I was last time. He didn't ask me back in this time, and I'm rather insulted that I'm not in the bachelor pool at WTOL.
But I have to correct you on something. I think this season it's the Matchler, right?
Yeah.
Isn't the guy's name Matt?
I don't know. I
don't play it off like you don't know the answer to that.
I usually will watch near the end or the first couple of episodes, and I haven't watched a single one yet. I get sucked into those shows so easily, though. How is it with COVID-19? Have you? I mean, the precautions you guys are taking. We've seen all of your reporters' living rooms over the last 8 months, I believe. Will you be able to get out from behind the desk? Are you doing any reporting? Are you covering any beats?
Yeah, in fact, we went out a couple of weeks ago and we talked to Becky Newell over at the Inverness Club as they put together things for the Solheim Cup coming up in August and September. We did interview Lucas County Commissioner Gary Byers related to all of the, window dressing that's going to be done over the next few months around Lucas County and Toledo, getting ready for what we hope, and they're keeping their fingers crossed, is an onslaught of fans, international fans as well. In fact, Scott, I think if I remember correctly, they had somewhere between 8 and 10% of the tickets that are available already sold, some of that coming from overseas in Europe. But Scott, you saw me before we came out here. I mean, I walked out to the set with the mask, and folks in Radio Land, I'm putting a mask on my face that I have with me here on the news desk. That is what we are wearing through the newsroom. We are whittled down to a skeleton crew. We have got Melissa in here. Robert, weather has been in and out based on company mandates and what we've seen as far as the virus is concerned. It's very much, the only word I can go with is weird. It's a weird dynamic where you don't have the camaraderie, you don't have the interaction that normally, at your shop, everybody knows at their own shop, working remotely, you just don't have that contact, that human interaction that we're so dependent on to get us through the day.
Yeah, you don't have that collaboration, that vibe, that energy that in this business and the media sometimes we all feed off. But just like you, I mean, that's the reason why I've got a studio at home. And the more I look at this video, the more I realize I need a drastic makeover. It's seriously, it looks like I'm a teenager with a Britney Spears poster, and it looks like I'm wearing pajamas, but really I'm not. I just made a really poor wardrobe choice for a video interview today.
No, I think that's the Jordan Strack flannel line, isn't it?
Yeah, it is part of the Jordan Strack Bounty paper towel line. So Jeff Smith, weeknights on WTOL 11. I thought we would wrap things up with a game that I like to play with people from the area or people who have been in the area for a little while. I call it the lightning round. So I want you to answer first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
And do I have a buzzer? I wonder if I have a buzzer here. No. No, I don't think I have a buzzer. I'll use the applause. I'll remember where that was.
All right.
So, how do I stop the applause? How do I stop the crickets?
Crickets. That's what I've heard for years to my dad jokes that I've dropped on the air.
It's still, it's girl.
Scott, I do have to give a shout out though, and I know they won't be listening, but you know, who knows these days. And I'm not saying that because of your show. I'm just saying it because of my kids working remotely. But my daughter Parker, my son Dugan, and my other son Keaton, who are trying, like all the kids around the region, to get through what has been just a hectic, weird time for this school remotely.
How are you as a homeschool teacher?
Strict.
Are you
very
good? Do you know
I try to be. I mean, luckily the 16 and 14-year-old are on autopilot. The 8-year-old, I still feel like I kind of know what's going on with the stuff he's doing. So I'm in good graces there.
I'm thinking back to my high school days as I watch these kids trying to learn remotely, and I can't imagine how miserable it would be without girls to look at and try to ask. It's got to be as hard as it is now for me to find a date. I can't imagine what it would be like to try to find a prom date, but there's not even prom now. So it's really tough on these kids. We've got to figure out a way to get them back into school safely.
You know, Scott, I talked to a recent graduate of BGSU. I know our time's short, but I talked to a recent graduate from BGSU today who is down in Austin, Texas, and still waiting. 2020 grad, never got to go through the pomp and circumstance of commencement, and they're just waiting for that rite of passage. Graduates really want some closure, and as soon as BGSU gives the word that they can come back and be in person, she said, I'm there. I need that, you know?
I graduated 5 years ago, but damn it, I'm going to walk this year.
Absolutely.
That's their attitude. All right, here we go. Our lightning round on the Scott Sands Show with Jeff Smith from WTOL. It's Girl Scout cookie season. Your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Thin Mints.
Favorite Toledo restaurant?
I'd have to go with Beirut. I also got to say, I'm sorry. You said Toledo area or just Toledo?
Toledo area, I'll accept.
Well, I also got to go with Chow because I worked there as a college kid.
Best pizza in town?
I have to go with Home Slice.
Favorite Toledo festival?
Greek Festival.
Best bar in town?
Boy, oh boy. I'm gonna have to go Dirty Bird just because I've got a few friends over there.
Favorite weekend getaway from Toledo?
That would probably be down in Pinehurst, North Carolina, where my folks live.
Favorite TV show right now?
I just got done with Killing Eve, really enjoyed it, and my white noise at night to fall asleep is Seinfeld episodes.
You're on a CBS station now. You should have answered NCIS.
Right?
We were looking for NCIS. Do you sing in the shower?
I sing everywhere.
What do you sing? Do I want to know?
Yacht rock.
Belt something out?
Mostly yacht rock.
Favorite Toledo celebrity, Bruce Gradkowski or Katie Holmes?
Katie Holmes, because she was in first grade when I was in seventh grade over at Christ the King.
Jamie Farr or Katie Holmes?
I'd still go Katie. CK Raiders love.
Lions or Browns?
Lions.
Pistons or Cavs?
Pistons.
Tigers or Indians?
Reds.
Hens or walleye?
Have to go with the hens. I love baseball.
More powerful person in Toledo, Joe Napoli or Randy Ostra?
Mr. Ostra.
And finally, is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Of course, it's a snack.
It depends on it. Is it a Hungarian hot dog? I guess that's the question.
That's true. Jeff, great to talk to you, man. Hope to see you soon. You're welcome on the show anytime. I'll email you our private super secret number. Call in anytime.
Ooh, wonderful, Scott. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work, my friend.
You want to give out all of your socials?
If I knew them by heart.
I will add them to the blog and edit them into
Yeah.
this when we play it back. I think it's J.
I
Smith
know
TV,
JD
maybe?
Smith Media is my Twitter. I know that for certain. And you're putting me on the spot here to pull up the Facebook. And of course, the signal here in the studio is not behaving. Journalism Jeff, I think, is my Instagram.
We'll find you. We'll put it up there. Jeff, have a great night. We'll see you later tonight on the news.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Good to talk to you and everybody out there.